so let's take a nice big wide stance here. I could probably take my slipper socks off. Nice big wide stance. Take up some room here. Heels in, toes pointed out. Go ahead and feel your ribs and make sure that they're shifted down. Roll those shoulders up and back. And just take a moment to notice how you're feeling today. Notice where you might be a little sore. And notice where you're feeling really good too. Option to breathe in through the nose, out through the nose, or in through the nose, out through the mouth. Yogi's choice. And from here, let's add some arm movements in for some base breathing to get going. So go ahead and place your hands down by your waist, palms facing up. And go ahead and inhale those palms up towards your chest. And once you get there, go ahead and flip the palms as you exhale down. And we'll just repeat this motion, inhaling up, flip the palms, exhale down. Big deep breath up, deep breath down. And I invite you to repeat to yourself, I release any limits I place on myself and know that all things are possible. I release any limits I place on myself and know that all things are possible. And go ahead and repeat that mantra to yourself as many times as necessary. If it doesn't feel right for you this morning, go ahead and repeat to yourself, I am safe, or simply today is a great day. Today is going to be a great day. Whichever one you vibe with. Couple more breaths here. Last one. And release. And just as a gentle reminder, you can always come up off your legs at any time and shift them around. If it doesn't feel right to stand wide like that, just give it a little shift and it could really change things up. All right, from here we're just going to go from the neck down. Go ahead and inhale, gently look up at the sky. Exhale, chin to chest. And again, inhaling up, exhaling down. And last time. And release by gazing forward. And from here, we're just going to look from left to right. Go ahead, inhale, turn to the right. Exhale, turn to the left. And be really mindful of how you're feeling this morning. To move gently and slowly. We're just inhaling one direction, exhaling the opposite. Ooh, I feel a trapped muscle there that needs some love. Last time. And release and gaze forward. And from here, let's go ahead and warm up our shoulders. So option to go ahead and extend your arms long, and we're going to cross them in front as we inhale up and exhale down. Or go ahead and bend at the elbows for cactus arm, and we can warm up our shoulders this way. Or go ahead and put your fingertips on your shoulder caps and inhale those elbows up and back. Whichever one feels right for you today. We're just inhaling up, exhaling down. Warming up those shoulders. And go ahead and reverse the direction you're going. Go in the opposite direction. One more time. And release. And from here, let's go into a deltoid stretch. Go ahead and take that right arm and drape it across your chest, hooking it with that left arm just underneath the elbow. The right arm does not need to be straight. Option to look forward or go ahead and turn. Exhale, turn to the right. Option to lift your chin slightly up and down if you'd like. And release, gaze back to center first and then unravel. And from here, let's go ahead and drape that left arm across our chest. We're going to hook it with that opposite arm. Option to look forward, or if you'd like a little bit more, exhale, turn to the left. Whew. Option to lift and lower that chin just slightly if you'd like. Big deep breaths here. And gaze to center first and then unravel. And from here, let's go ahead and heel toe our feet a little closer together, at least hip distance. And we're going to go in for some hip rolls here. Option to place your hands on your hips if you'd like. Good bend in the knees, and we're simply just drawing a circle with our hips. We can start small and gradually get bigger. And go ahead and reverse that circle, go in the opposite direction. And release. And from here, let's go in for some gentle shaking the tree or shake the tree. Just making sure that your feet are accommodating to the hips. Make sure that your weight is evenly distributed in your feet, and we're simply just going to have a small bend in the knees, and we're just going to bounce. It can be really light bounce or a bigger bounce. It's your choice. Option to keep the arms nice and long and just hanging if you'd like, or option to shake them up and down and all around. Put a great big smile on your face this morning. It's going to be a great day as we release any limits we place on ourselves and know that all things are possible. Keep connecting with your breath. Shaking can really help us emotionally and physically. One more breath. And release. And from here, let's go in for some torso twisting. So option to either keep your feet at hip distance or wider if you'd like. I think I'm going to go with wider today. And we're just going to be twisting our torso here, and we can start really small and keeping our nose in line with our belly button if we'd like. Or we can go a little faster and a little further. Our hips are going to be stationary here. Just connect with your breath as we twist, loving up that spine. And working with the abs. And from here, let's go ahead and add on to this by extending our arms long and letting them hit our body. Let our hands and our arms hit our body. We can have an open fist or open palm or a closed fist. And our hips are going to be moving more here. We just want to create a vibration. You can go up the front and hit your shoulders and your chest if you'd like. And I invite you to list one thing that you're truly grateful for today, whatever it may be. A few more. And go ahead and start to slow it down first. And then when you're feeling ready, go ahead and stop. And just take a breath here. Just notice and observe your body for a moment. And release. And from here, if you're in a wide stance, you can stay there. We're going to go in for some side body twisting. It's preferable to be in a wider stance just for this one. Only if it feels right for you, though. If it doesn't, just go ahead and keep your feet to where it feels good. We're going to go ahead and inhale our arms up first. Exhale, cactus arms, bending at the elbows. And from here, go ahead and drop that left arm and inhale that right arm up. Option to look up at our hand, look forward, or look down, whichever the neck allows. Exhale back to cactus. From here, drop the right, inhale the left. Stay for a breath or two. And exhaling back to cactus. And we're just going to do that a few more times on each side. Dropping the left, inhaling the right. Exhale back to cactus, dropping the right, inhaling the left. Feel that side body really start to open. The bigger the breath, the more space we can create. And go ahead, exhale back to cactus, dropping the left, inhaling the right. Back to cactus, last time, dropping the right, inhaling the left. And release. And from here, let's go ahead and heel toe our feet together, and we're just going to open up these hip joints really quickly. Go ahead, we're going to balance on the left, option to place your hands on your waist if you'd like, and just inhale that right knee up to in the front to where it's comfortable and just circle it out. It can be a small circle and gradually get bigger if you'd like. And then go ahead and reverse that circle. Whew. Such a challenge to the balance, right? And go ahead and extend that leg long first and roll that ankle out one way, then the opposite way. And release. And go ahead and shake your legs out here for just a moment. You can push out through the heels. If there's anything bugging you this morning, just pretend like that problem is coming out of your heels, and you can just give it to the earth. She'll know what to do with it. And release. Let's go to the opposite side. We are going to be balancing on that right leg, inhaling that left knee up to where it's comfortable, and circle it out. This is a big challenge for me right now. And then go ahead and reverse that circle. And let's straighten that leg out first. Roll your ankle one way, and then the opposite way. And release. And from here, let's go to some accessible high knees. So from here, we're going to be balancing on the left leg first. Option to put your hands on your waist, and then always option to take them off, and they're just going to kind of do whatever they want to do. But from here, go ahead and inhale that right knee up front to where it's comfortable. Exhale, drop it back behind you. Curl those toes and stretch that calf out. And just repeat, inhaling up, exhaling back. If you'd like a little bit more, go ahead and extend that leg long out front, pushing out through the heel. Once more. And release. And then from here, just give your legs just a gentle little shake again, and we'll go to the second side. All right. When you're feeling ready, we're going to be balancing on that right leg. Inhaling that left knee up to where it's comfortable. Exhale, drop it back. Curl them toes out, stretch out that calf. We're in a nice, accessible high lunge here. And just repeat, inhaling up, exhaling back. If you'd like a little bit more, just go ahead and extend that leg out long, pushing out through the heel. Big breaths. Once more. And release. I'm going to open my window. I'm starting to get hot. All right, guys. From here, let's go to the top of our mat, and we're going to be doing some half sun salutations, just to be a little bit kinder to the hamstrings this morning. If you prefer full sun salutations, go ahead and take 3 of those. But make sure that your feet are nice and accommodating to the hips, either together or wide. We're going to inhale our arms up, mini back bend here, gaze up at the sky. And as we fold, exhale, folding at the hips, either keeping our hands in prayer position in front or out to the side, folding at the hips, big bend in the knees. If you'd like to hang out with your elbows on your knees here, go ahead and do so. If you'd like a little bit more, hands to the earth, and let's lift and lower our glutes. Go ahead and inhale, try to straighten your legs for the lift. Exhale, bend the knees for the lower. And again, inhale up to flat back, hands on the shins or the thighs. Bend in the knees as we exhale and slowly come back up to standing with the neck and the head the last to arrive. And we'll do that a few more times. Inhaling up, mini back bend here, folding at the hips, big bend in the knees. Lift and lower the glutes. You inhale, try to straighten your legs to your comfort. Exhale, bend at the knees. And go ahead, inhale those glutes up again for flat back, placing our hands on our thighs or our shins. Big bend in the knees first and slowly come back up. And we'll go one more time. Lift and lower. And go ahead and place your hands on the earth first, and then we're going to walk them back gently for a plank. Option to rock out on your toes here, engaging that core. And go ahead and inhale that tailbone to the sky. Feet are nice and wide for down dog. If your neck or your shoulders hurt at all, just make sure your hands are nice and wide. Elbows rolled out to the wall. Just take a breath. Our chest is going towards our thighs here. And when you're feeling ready, knees, chest, chin, drop the knees first. Gently lower the chest. Stay for cobra if you'd like. Hands off the mat, elbows pointed back. Or go ahead, inhale, up dog. If you're in up dog, turn to the right. Turn to the left. And release. And let's release in a child's pose, putting both of our big toes together, shifting our glutes back towards the heels. Either knees together or knees apart. Staying for a breath or two. I invite you to repeat to yourself, I release any limits I place on myself and know that all things are possible. I release any limits I place on myself and know that all things are possible. And from here, let's add on a side body stretch. Go ahead and walk those hands over towards the right. Option to place that right hand or the left hand on top of the right if that feels okay. Big breath. And go ahead and walk those hands over to the opposite side, placing the right hand on the left if you'd like. And release back to center. And from here, let's shift up into a tabletop position first. And then go ahead from the tabletop, just go ahead and place your hands a little bit further just to set up for one more down dog. Go ahead and curl those toes. Inhale that sacrum to the sky. And just walk our dog out here. Alternating, dropping the knees. And then go ahead and hold for a breath if you'd like. And let's come in for a low lunge. First, let's do a three-legged. Go ahead and inhale that right leg up to where it's comfortable. Option to bend at the knee if you'd like. And go ahead and step it forward in between those hands. Option to drop that back knee on the earth if you'd like. Take big, deep breaths with these hip flexors. And from here, if your back knee's on the ground, go ahead and lift it up, and we're just going to revolve. With our knee lifted, take our left hand, place it on the earth, and inhale that right arm up to the sky. And from here, option to rock on those toes and to circle that arm out. Big breath. And then go ahead and circle it in the opposite direction. And release, placing our hands by that foot first, and then bringing that foot back to the down dog. Stay for a breath. And let's go ahead and inhale that left leg up for a three-legged. Option to bend at the knee if you'd like. And just step it up in between those hands. Option to drop that back knee to the ground. And I invite you to list one more thing that you're truly grateful for today, whatever it may be. And from here, go ahead and take that knee back off the ground, and we're just going to revolve. Place the right hand on the earth. Inhale the left arm up. Option to remain still or rock on that toe and circle out that arm if you'd like. And go in the opposite direction. And release. And we're going to take that back foot and step it up to meet the front for a yogi squat. Toes out wide, heels are pointed in, and gently sink those glutes down towards the earth. Option for prayer pose hands here with the elbows helping the knees open. Big breath. And from here, let's just open up a little bit more. Go ahead and take your left hand, place it on the earth. Inhale that right arm up. Option to look up at the fingers if you'd like. And release back to prayer pose for a breath. Last time, inhale, or place that right hand on the earth. Inhale that left arm up. Big breath. And release back to prayer pose first. And then from here, just go ahead and sink your glutes right on the earth. And let's come into a cross-legged position for just a little seated cat-cow. If it doesn't feel right to cross your legs, just go ahead and extend them long, and you can still get the benefit from this seated cat-cow. From here, we're just going to inhale, fold up the hips a little bit, making sure that the chest is forward, making sure those hips are still rooted to the earth. And we're going to exhale, round the back, chin to chest, hands on the knees, have the guide. And just repeat, inhaling forward, exhaling round. And only go as far as it feels right for your hips. One more time. And release. And from here, let's take a few waist circles. We're just going to go ahead and draw a circle with our waist. Go ahead and inhale as our chest is forward, and exhale as we come back. They can be small circles or large circles. Just making sure to engage that core as we round the back. And then just go ahead and reverse the circle, go in the opposite direction. One more time. And release. And before our final Shavasana, if there's any last little minute pose calling your name, now is the time to do so. I'm going to go up for a wind pose. And a good old-fashioned happy baby. Whatever pose you pick, just stay there for a breath or two. And release. An option to take your Shavasana either laying down on the ground or go ahead and take it seated, whichever feels right for you today. We're just going to take this next few minutes to allow our body to absorb everything it just did. I release any limits I place on myself and know that all things are possible. How many times have you had a great inspired idea only to have it shut down by a fearful thought? We all have self-limiting beliefs and fears, but sometimes it is necessary to push them aside in order to go after what we really want. This mantra is there to remind you that self-limiting beliefs are simply just self-programmed ideas that have developed over time. The good news is that they can be reprogrammed. When you release your limitations and replace them with possibilities, there's truly nothing you can't accomplish. Use this mantra whenever doubtful thoughts or fears start creeping in and begin blocking you from achieving your goals. Go ahead, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. If you're laying down, go ahead and come up into a seated position to seal out our practice together. Go ahead, inhale those arms up, taking all that good energy we just created. Exhale down, leave behind what you no longer need today. And again, inhaling arms up, fingertips to touch. And go ahead and roll your wrists on the way down. Last time, inhaling arms up, fingertips to touch. And go ahead and roll your wrists in the opposite direction on the way down. Placing our hands together in prayer position in front of the heart space. Give gratitude to yourself first and to your practice. I'd like to thank you for sharing your time, your energy, and your practice with me. Let's take one last cleansing breath together. Big inhale through the nose. Loud, audible exhale. Let it out. Today is going to be a great day. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be at peace. Namaste.